Okay, it says that we are live. For those of you who have not known who my teacher is today, because maybe you're new to the classroom, you're in for a treat. So you're going to be doing some ab work today. I'm going to go ahead and start my Telegram. I should have had this done before because I was just catching up with my brother from another mother. And here we are. Let me go. I'm going to start the Telegram right now. So for those of you who'd like to be on Telegram, we are Telegram live. You can find us on whenyouneedafriend.com. We're live there, Facebook and YouTube. So go check us out, share it. Let's beat the algorithms. So today I'm going to start the record button here. Fasten your seatbelt. Actually, no, take off your seatbelt. Open your mind, because today we're going to learn and grow with Dr. David Freeman. The best way to do that is to just let go of everything in your brain and get in the moment. And guess what time it is? It's time to dance. That music that will stay in his head for how long? 3
months.
3 months. Okay,
Yeah, 3 months.
It's time to dance. Here we go.
The Lillian McDermott Show.
We love, we fear, bridges we burn, we make mistakes, then we live and learn. When life gets tough, and it seems like your best ain't good enough. If you're in need of hope, you know where I'll be right here, right here. And when you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here, waiting for you.
This is the place you can always turn to when you need a friend. The Lillian McDermott Show. To reach out to Lillian, visit her on the web at whenyouneedafriend.com. Now let's all learn together. Here's Lillian McDermott.
Hello, my listening and viewing friend. It's so nice we can meet each other on the air on this beautiful, best day ever. And for those of you who are tuning into the classroom for the first time, please know I've been waiting for you. This is a safe place where you can go to when you need a friend. It is my commitment to provide natural ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my listening, as well as my viewing friend, will feel empowered to embrace a new truth and live the life of your dream. Now, one of my favorite guests of all time, teachers of all times, is Dr. David Freeman. So much so that we adopted each other. I'm his sister from another mister. He's my brother from another mother. But it's been a long time since he's been in the classroom. And he has a new book. But before I mention his new book, I want to mention his old book, Food Sanity. This is a great book, and he's been spending a lot of time. Dr. Freeman has been, ND-DC, has been spending a lot of time just trying to make sanity out of the food in our world, out of health, of our healthcare, bringing sanity into health and medicine. But now he's tickling our funny bone. His new book is called Funny Bones. This is the only chiropractor that you'll be glad that he cracks you up, because he has had me laughing since we got together just a little while ago when he showed up in private room before we go live. And so today we're going to talk about how to bring humor and how to lighten up your life, because as he says, laughter is the best medicine. And since it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge, I am so grateful that Dr. David Freeman is here to do just that. Welcome back, my brother from another mother.
Hello. So great to be here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I saw the word mute on there. I'm like, am I going to be like?
No, you.
And then you're going to sit there like this. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm not funny as I thought. I might want to retire because you couldn't hear me.
So, that is interesting, because you are a naturopath. You are a doctor of chiropractic. You, what else? What other credentials do you have before we get started?
I tell people I've got diplomas all over the walls. And what do you do? I tell them I'm a full-time student. I'm always learning. and the diplomas mean nothing because it just means, hey, there's my knowledge there. What else is there to learn? Because let's face it, things are changing. As you know, with the diet world, what's true today might be false tomorrow, or next month there'll be a new fad. So we got to dive in and learn that. So I'm constantly learning, but basically I'm a chiropractic neurologist. I went to chiropractic college, got a second degree in neurology, naturopathy, which is nutrition, holistic and eating, and then clinical nutritionist. So that's basically my degrees.
Awesome. And basically his degrees have allowed him to kind of shine some light on some of the things that we trust are true, but they aren't true. They are fads, or they are a way of marketing to sell products. Share a little bit about that, how your passion is to, when you started, I got to go back to Food Sanity, and because sure. I want people to know that this book exists, and as you can see, it's highly marked, and we've done quite a bit of classes on this. So go back in my archive and see Dr. David Freeman with Food Sanities. So share a little bit about that passion to why you wrote the first book, because then I'm going to take you to this one.
Well, Hippocrates said food is medicine. So I wanted to do my part and dive into the nutrition, the diet. And the problem was, you have guests on there that contradict the previous guests, leaving everybody confused. I've got more and more confused. One guest would say something that makes sense. I go, but wait a minute. The guy before you said the complete opposite. Correct. And it made sense. So I basically wrote Food Sanity. It took 6.5 years of research and writing and editing to create a definitive guide of what are we supposed to eat. And it's a common sense, common science approach. I just don't look at the science because, as we mentioned, that could change. So I show you how to tap into your instinct. And then we look at the body. What are our teeth designed to eat? Our gut, our chemistry. And when you combine the science, instincts, and then the biology of the body, you have a foolproof way of figuring out what you should and shouldn't eat.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you went from bringing sanity into medicine and food, and so that we can understand that we are what we eat. Then you shift to Funny Bones, which is anecdotal stories of your career, of the things that have made you laugh. And so why did you write this book now?
Well, then I read about a renowned visionary surgeon in the 13th century named Dr. Mendelvey, who said, no, it's not food that's medicine, it's laughter that's medicine. I said, oh, okay, well, maybe I should write the ultimate LOL prescription. And that's what came into the Funny Bones. It's true tales from my 30 years in practice, wisecracks, funny jokes, kids, married couples, celebrities. Nothing's off topic there. It's just fun. And now I'm known as the only holistic doctor that leaves his patients in stitches. And as a chiropractic neurologist, I have a bad habit of getting on my patients' nerves and talking behind their backs, literally.
Okay, but, are we giving away any of these books?
I've got.
How many are we giving away? How many?
How many do you want to give away? I've got them.
You tell me.
4, magic number 4.
4. Okay, 4. 407-373-5959. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but 407-373-5959. Let me know that you would like a copy of this book, Funny Bones, because it does. You open it up. It doesn't matter where you open it up. There's going to be a story that's going to make you smile. And you can check out Dr. David Freeman on his Facebook page or YouTube channel. You can see all his short videos that he's doing to promote this. And so we'll talk about some of the videos that he's doing, but I will put your name in the basket, the winner's basket. It's been a while since I've given away a book, in the winner's basket, and we'll select 4 winners on Monday. That will give all of you a chance, for those of you who are listening on podcast as well, all of you a chance to win one of the 4 books that Dr. David Freeman is giving. Thank you so much for your generosity. Okay, so let's talk about this book. You're a doctor.
Right.
You're very funny. You've always been funny. So is this a new career path for you? Are you walking away from cracking people up and going into a more of a comedy routine and a comedian look, or are you still going to be practicing medicine the way you do?
Nothing has changed. So you're looking at 30 years of my career. So what you read there is where I was in the 1991, 2001, 2021. So yeah, nothing's changed there. But I am able to not hold back as much where I'm on the show. It's like, I'll say a couple funny little things and it's like, no, that's not my place, but now it's my place. So we just let loose. And, you say I'm a funny guy, but if I was a mushroom, I'd be a fun guy.
Yes, you'd be a
Little
fun guy.
shady, but
That's why people want you to come to every party, because you're a fun guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's what's really neat, though. If you look at laughter, science shows us that we laughed before we spoke. Millions of years ago is the initial beginning way that we communicated. And if you look at today, a newborn baby can laugh and giggle at 2 weeks old. Well, you might be saying, well, that's because he saw his mom do it. No, if a baby is born blind and deaf, they have the ability to laugh and giggle. So it's ingrained within us. And if you hear a laughter from somebody from China or Russia or America, we don't know the difference. It's the one thing that we all do the same. So my book is basically saying, hey, let's bring it all together. I know you got the Republicans and the Democrats and the vegans and the paleos, and there's so much this, but one thing we love to do, no matter what color you are, what race, what gender, is we love to laugh. Sirius Radio has 13 comedy channels. To put that in perspective, that's more than classic rock and jazz combined.
Wow.
So it's something that I think that we all love to. Of course, there's different styles, but everybody just loves to laugh. And I think that's what we're missing. We need to bring laughter back.
I love it. I love it. Okay, once again, you need to, if you want the book, you can claim it on Facebook, you can claim it on YouTube, you can claim it, but you need to text me 407-373-5959. I know all of you want the book. Okay, so let's talk about, that's a very beautiful to look at laughter as something that unites us in any language. What other things did you learn about laughter as you were creating this book?
Well, the big thing is, we've heard laughter is medicine, but boy, Lily, I was shocked at the hundreds and hundreds of scientific, unequivocal studies showing this to be true. I mean, right now, everybody's worried about, it's winter, got to load up on my vitamin C, my zinc, my echinacea. No, you need to load up on knock-knock jokes. Because according to the Journal of Rheumatology, laughter decreases inflammation and increases infectious fighting antibodies. And I love the one, it was the International Journal of Molecular Medicine determined that natural killer cell activity was higher in the group that watched funny videos compared to the controls. And you and we've had cardiologists on the show, and they say, you got to watch your diet. It's the number one cause of death. You got to exercise. No, we need to laugh more, because what happens is when you laugh, according to the International Journal of Cardiology, I quote, there's an inverse association between a sense of humor and coronary heart disease. So a good chuckle can lower your risk of having a heart attack or stroke, and it actually improves the arterial compliance and vascular endothelial function of our body. Wow. So it goes on. We got cancer. It was the complementary alternative medicine says that laughing destroys cancer cells. Wow. When you snort or giggle, you could be preventing cancer. Brain health, you learn better. It was the Journal of Behavioral Neuroscience. They did before and after MRI studies, and they tested cognitive function. We learn better when we laugh. But my favorite, Lily, ready? You lose weight when you laugh. That was according to the Vanderbilt University says laughter can burn 40 calories. So forget counting steps, forget counting calories. Let's count how many times we laugh a day. Let's burn some of those calories.
What a great message. What a great message for us to learn. Because sometimes people take life too seriously and they miss out on opportunities to just let loose and relax. I mean, I know that from the moment you came on, we started laughing, and it's one of those things that there are friends or people around us that can bring us down, but there are others that just lift us up. Yeah. And it's unfortunate that we want approval from the ones that just drag us down, and we just kind of like take for granted the laughter when the laughter is the most important aspect. Any tips that you found for people to embrace laughter and stop being so serious and perfectionist and having that perfection infection? So what would you say to them? Yeah,
I'm so glad you brought this up, because I had a patient come in the end of the day. I always see him in the morning. I said, what are you doing here at the end of the day? He said, Doc, I just had to know if you're this happy and excited about life at the end of the day as you are in the morning. And to his shock, Lily, I was more excited, more happy, because I'm awake then. and I'm tired in the morning. And he said, I just don't get it. Don't you ever have a bad day, Dr. Friedman? And I let him know. I get bad news. I deal with struggles. I deal with hardships. I've lost family members. And the difference is I don't let them define me. The same boiling water that softens a potato also hardens an egg. It's all about what you're made of, not the circumstances that determine what kind of day you're going to have. And here's the great part. Ready? You can fool the brain. The brain doesn't know the difference between a real laugh and a real smile compared to a fake one, because what it does is it creates the same neuropeptides, stress reliever. It also then creates the cascade of dopamine and serotonin and endorphins, which are all good things. So I came up with the phrase, you have the, don't take a pill, take responsibility. Mm-hmm. Mine is keep faking it until you partake in it. Because you can fake it. And so my point is I've come to work very sad. I've had bad news. I've had depression. And you know what? I don't believe that it's fair for my patients to feel that from me. They're not there to absorb that negativity. I owe it to them to be at my best, to be smiling. And I'm always smiling. Ask any patient in over 3 decades if they've ever seen me in a bad mood. Ask any of them if they've ever seen me not smile. Any of them. I don't care who you ask 10, 20, 15, 20 years ago. And the reason is because I walk in a bad mood and I smile and I laugh and I fake it. And in 20 minutes, guess what, Lily? I'm in a good mood. I fooled myself.
That's right. Versus the thought, then it's the feeling, then it's the action. That's the anatomy of feeling better. Yeah. And people want to stay angry for what? I mean, I don't, because it continues to worsen. The day continues to worsen. But, I understand that, I have a saying. I do the workshop, the I Am the Solution workshop. I always say, fake it till you make it. No, the world says fake it till you make it. I say think it till you feel it and then do it. And so that's the way that we get to reprogram these old beliefs of ours that if something sad happens, you have to ruin your day for the rest of the day. So what are some of the tips that you do to just kind of like release some of the emotion? Do you go and punch a pillow? Do you just smile? Is that your recipe?
No, there's so many things you could do. You can put a little sticky note with the smiley face on it. Put it by your desk. It reminds you to smile. When you grab your phone, always put doom and gloom news and let's watch. Have the setting, the screensaver, a smiley face or something funny. When you wake up in the morning, don't grab and read the news. Don't even check your messages because they're rarely good. Yeah. Go into a funny, like a meme, or go to like dad jokes, whatever makes you smile and laugh. Do that first. If you grab the newspaper, it's always bad news. Skip the headlines. Go to the comic section. Yeah. Read that first.
That was the only section I ever read in the newspaper.
Start with laughter, and just make it part of your morning routine. Read a comedy book, Funny Bones. Grab that; it's easy. You got quick cute little jokes, and do that in the morning. And like you said, you can grab anywhere, and then you get a giggle. And you know what? That sets your day off. That starts it rather than reading. What is CNN? What is Fox News? Doom and gloom. That sets your negativity for the rest of the day. So that's it. Play funny games with family and friends on the weekend. There's one that I like. It's called Speak Out. And you get this little plastic thing and you put it, and you have to guess what the person's saying. And everybody will cry, laugh. You cannot laugh. It's like, only problem is do not play it with a dentist because they know what you're saying. They are trained. Yeah. If you have a friend that's a dentist, leave them out. They're trained.
They're classically trained.
Hey, how was your summer? Good. Oh, you went to camp? You went swimming? Yeah. Oh, you won first place? Well, congratulations.
Only a dentist. Okay. So as you give these tips away, it's so funny because I was looking at some of the things that you went through that you've picked up. Now, would you hear this story from your patients? Because there's a lot of things that are back and forth. They said, I said, and so I'm 30 years of work is in here, laughter and your career. Would you go and write it down, or do you remember all these things? How were you able to come up with all these stories?
I used to carry these tiny, this is before the cell phone, before a smartphone, these little tiny Mead folders. You remember those? They look like little books.
Yeah.
I keep one in my pocket. And when anything what funny would happen, I would just jot down a couple sentences to remind me. And that's how I did it. And to this day, I think I might have 75 of those. And that's where I came up with a lot of my ideas for food sanity, for different things. I would come up with an idea. If I didn't put it in there, I would keep thinking about it. So that was my way to compartmentalize it. And then I don't think about it anymore, and I've got it saved. Now we've got the cell phone, so I probably would type it in the smartphone now.
Yeah. But and what I was amazed by is that you are also an incredible cartoonist. Now, when did you start drawing like this?
It's interesting, so I come from a family that could draw, and I never thought that that I could. So when I started the book, I hired a cartoonist, and he would send me things back, and I said, no, this is how I want it. And I would draw it and I would send it. And he said, that's awesome. Why don't you just use your drawings? I didn't think they were good. In other words, I was because, I saw how great my dad was and my grandpa, and I never thought that I had that skill set.
Wow,
and then I
very
said,
much.
I keep saying, no, I want this over here and there. So I said, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Dr. Joel Freeman also, this is another one. Dr. Joel Freeman does his own caricature, or actually, I don't know if he does he actually, it's his sayings. I don't know if he does the caricature now that I'm thinking about it, but look at these. These are great. I mean, you are absolutely very talented. These are things that you've been holding out on me. So let's talk about some of these stories. What qualifies a Dr. Freeman chuckle?
What qualifies a chuckle?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a wide variety. I think everybody's sense of humor is differently. And I think if it's got a little play on word, it gets me at hello. There's a story I write because I have a whole section on the celebrities that
Yes, I was.
yeah.
Go ahead.
And there's one that was it's kind of fun. It was Patrick Swayze's movie. It was called Black Dog, and Meatloaf starred with him. And one day I got a message that Meatloaf wanted to come after hours for a treatment. So I went up to my office manager. I said, I'll be staying late today for Meatloaf. And she scratched her head and she said, here at the clinic? And I said, yeah, it'll be around 7:00 right after we close. And she said, you being such a health nut, I didn't think you were a fan. And I told her, yeah, I grew up in the 80s and Meatloaf was a big part of that decade. And she goes, what's so special about plain old Meatloaf? I said, let me sleep on it. I'll give you an answer in the morning. She said, you can't tell me now? I said, and 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And with a total look of frustration, she put her hand in the air and says, fine, just forget I asked. I hope you enjoy your dinner. And she walked off. Obviously, she didn't know Meatloaf was an actor or singer. She thought I was talking about the food. But that's the kind of stuff that makes me laugh, when it's a play on words and it's a little mixture.
Yeah.
And to me, that's where my sense of humor falls.
Well, that was another revelation with that chapter, is how many celebrities you have helped. How did that start for you? I mean, how did you come in contact of all these different celebrities?
It started where, we were number one for the film industry in Wilmington, North Carolina. And it was started with the assistant hair and makeup, and then I would get the assistant makeup, and then I would get the actual makeup, the key. That's how it worked up: the assistant AD, and then the assistant director, and then so as I went, then it started the director, producer, actors. So it's kind of like you have to kind of work your way, pay your dues. And then it became where they would give me a call. And it's funny, they work 16, 18 hours, these folks sometimes. It's a lot of work physically and mentally, and almost all of them rely on good chiropractic care. It's something that's really popular in that field.
Wow. So what were some of your favorite celebrities and I know that you interview them a lot, many of them on your show still today.
Yeah.
So can you share a little bit more about some of these celebrities that were some of your favorite highlights?
Yeah, I think my favorite is John Travolta. Super nice guy. You'd think if anyone would have an ego and be putting you down on a lower pedestal, could be John Travolta. He's the most famous. I mean, wow. No, he's so appreciative to life and people. We became friends. We would go to the restaurant. He would ask to see the chef sign his hat and thank him. We go to a movie. He walks up the stairs to the projection room and thanks them for the great work they're doing. I don't even think about the projection guy up there. I said, why did you do that? He says, that projection guy's job is just as important as the director, because without him, nobody sees my movies. I mean, to get that intricate. So I really enjoy that. So a couple of things are in there with him. I love one of the practical jokes that Robin Williams played on me. I mentioned that in there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That must have freaked you out. Go ahead. ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. So he's in there. He's kind of quiet. He's pretty talking. He just points to his neck. Neck hurts. So I go to work on his neck, and I felt his bones just shattered in my hand. He falls to the ground. He's feeling and goes, I think you broke my neck. I think you broke my, I can't feel my left. And I'm like, oh my God, what happened around? And he smiles, he puts his tongue out. He had a piece of peppermint in his mouth. He bit it just in the right time. He goes, gotcha. And I'm like, woo. And after the fear wore off, tears rolled down my pants. So
That's crazy. Only Robin
was,
Williams could pull off. Guys, I was
good.
looking at your celebrities. I'm going, wow, this is a nice list of celebrity singers and actors and as well. So Robin Williams was one of your favorite?
Yeah, that was a great one. And then
John Travolta, who else?
Well, there's one of the stories I share, and there's Andy McDowell. So she was doing a movie at Wharton Plantation. It was the summer, it was July, it was hot, there was mosquitoes, and I went and set up my trailer, and she comes to her trailer. She comes in, elegant, quiet, and I look down, she's got toilet paper dangling from her shoe. And I'm like, oh my God, do I tell her? I'm not going to tell the main actress that so I worked on her. I'm done. I set my table up and I go to leave. And there's Harvey Keitel co-starring in the show, walking by with toilet paper dangling from his shoe. And I'm like, what? So I go to the medic. I said, is everyone too embarrassed to tell these two main actors they got toilet paper on their shoe? She laughs so hard. She says, that's not toilet paper. Those are bounce dryer sheets. They keep the mosquitoes away. Who knew? Not I, who had to go home and put calamine lotion on my hands. I had no clue. But hey, so if you want mosquito repellent, put the bounce dryer sheets. They keep mosquitoes away. It wasn't toilet paper.
What are we putting on our body? That's your next book. What are we doing to our body?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So let's talk a little bit about misunderstanding. Some of the stories there were kind of cute too.
Yeah, it's well, one of my favorites in the book is I had a patient carpal tunnel syndrome, and wakes up, her hands are numb, and she says, every time I wake up, my hands are numb. And I checked it. I said, it's carpal tunnel syndrome. Take vitamin B6 before you go to bed. It works miracles. So she leaves. 2 weeks later, she comes back. She says, Friedman, I am mad at you. I said, how come? She says, I took the B6, was up all night, didn't help my wrist at all. I'm mad. I said, wait, you're up all night. That's odd, because B6 helps you sleep. What brand did you take? She said, oh, I didn't need to get B6. I had B12 at home. I just broke it in half and took a B6. I said, no wonder you were up all night. B12 keeps you awake. She says, you didn't hear me. I didn't take a B12. I cut it in half. I took a B6. At least she's good at math. You can't make this stuff up. And, you and I are pretty smart with we know about, but if you really think about the average person would think half of a B12 is a 6. It makes sense. So you can't knock her for that.
It does. It does make sense. So what else are some of the stories in the book that you like? And I have to tell you that for all of you, by the way, if you want to get a copy you can get the copy of Funny Bones at Amazon. What other places, Dr. Freeman?
Oh, it's everywhere. Booksamillion.com, barnesandnoble.com, Amazon. You can also go to funnybonesbook.com and you can see my trailer, my theatrical trailer that was filmed. We had a lot of fun with that one. That's a cute little, the whole team came in and filmed that with boom, operators, directors, producers, really, they all went out. It was a great job.
Did you get a chiropractor? Did you get a chiropractor for them to take care of them while they were doing your document?
Oh, I was the one. I was juggling. I was the one having fun, and they were just sitting there enjoying it. So yeah, it was great.
Good. Oh, so if you are one of the 4 to get a copy of this book, you need to get into the winner's basket. 407-373-5959. Text me and you will get your copy of this book. I'm going to wait till Monday. I think Monday is the 15th. And then I will draw the names. I will draw 4 names. So get your name on there. 407-373-5959. Now, I was telling you off the air, because I didn't want to talk about the book. I didn't want to talk about anything. I want to talk about it in the air, that some of the shorts that you've been doing have been amazing. They're really fun. But one in particular that sticks out, just like my song sticks out for the next 3 months, you're going to be hearing it in your head. The one was, about a new name for constipation, medication for constipation. And so would you like to share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so people are constipated. Hey, it happens. You struggle really hard, and then of course it causes pain. So I was thinking Big Pharma should come up with something that combines them both to help both such conditions. And I came up with the name. It's called IB Poopin. The pain reliever that also helps you poop. So there you go. You got both of them.
You are too funny. You're too funny. Okay. So any other stories that you would like to share? Because I want people to get the copy of the book. So they know that when you're down, this is a great book to get. So go ahead.
Yeah. So I had a patient. Every time a patient comes in, I gotta put them on the scale. We gotta weigh them, and they always say the 4 words. Do I have to? They don't want to. But not this one lady. She smiles. She just jumped right on the scale, and I'm weighing her. And to my total shock, she weighed only 80 pounds. And I looked down. I said, "Both legs, please." and she was so funny. She says, "Doc, you got to help me lose weight. I married my husband 25 years ago. He weighs the same. I've doubled in weight." And she said, "When we walk side by side down the road together, we look like the number 10. I was so I was working that as well. But yeah, it's like there. Oh, and we've talked serious about food. When Funny Bones, I get to look at the other side of food and diets, and it's a neat way to look at it. You and I've interviewed the people for fasting, intermittent fasting, and I'm thinking, they talk 45 minutes how to extend your window of not eating. That's nothing new. My parents already had a name for that diet trend. They called it skipping breakfast. It's not rocket science. You're writing these books on it. Just talk to my parents. Just skip breakfast. There's your intermittent fasting. And the paleo diet, they always say, eat like a caveman. I've never seen a paleo diet book that has sauteing a saber-toothed tiger. Instead, it's cows, right? It's steak and it's hamburger. So Lily, imagine this. Paleolithic hunters going out with spears hunting lazy grazing cows. Imagine the conversation. "Honey, I'm home. I caught us a cow, but you just left 10 minutes ago." Would have been quicker, but I had to talk to Barney. And then in the paleo, it's confusing because you can eat the meat of a cow, but you cannot drink the milk from the cow. And I'm like, where did that come from? I figured it out. Because cavemen were lactose intolerant. So air was coming out of their dairy air. They must have known about it. So it's kind of fun. The last one, keto, right? We interviewed the ketogenic, and the goal is to go into what? Autophagy. Well, autophagy, auto means self, phagy means eat. The word autophagy means to eat yourself. Let's call it what it is, folks. It's called the self-cannibalizing diet. Now, sure, you're going to lose some weight, but it's going to cost you an arm and a leg, literally. Funny bones. No, I really, I know I've known since I met you that you're very funny, but you've taken this to a whole new level. This is therapeutic laughter. It's the kind of stories that you might read. You go, "Oh man, I knew this was going," or like with the lady that you told to relax and think that she's on the beach or something like that, and she got really offended. Do you remember that? Do you remember that joke? No. She couldn't hear you well. She thought you called her. The other name. That's true. Yeah. And but you know what I love is they've done studies showing that 20 seconds of a belly laugh is equivalent to 100 sit-ups. So you're actually forget the gym, just read a comedy book. Funny Bones.
Did you just say 20 seconds?
20 seconds. Yes. 20-second belly laugh is equivalent to 100 sit-ups. And actually it's better. Let me tell you why. When you do sit-ups, it's the external muscles. When you laugh, it's the core. You're shaking all the muscles. And that's why if you ever had a really belly laugh and you're just so sore after, and it's like, oh, it's worse than if you did sit-ups because it's deep within it, which is a good type of working out because you're hitting that deep visceral fat. You're helping burn that. So laughter is actually better than sit-ups.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So, Dr. Freeman talked about, the ownership, to take ownership and start creating something funnier and a life that's lighter. And he's done that. And so, we talked about how you can take a pill, you can take responsibility. That's my registered service mark. And what was it? Fake it till you
partake in it. And also, and I'm going to have one little thing. So you say, take a pill, take responsibility. I'm saying, take a pill or take hilarity.
That's good.
Not responsibility, hilarity.
Yeah, hilarious responsibility.
Yes.
So I want to encourage you to go to whenyouneedafriend.com, because this is where we take ownership for our life. So many times we give away our freedom, we give away our power, and this is where we take our power back. This is where we take our life back. And if you're so serious and you've forgotten how to laugh, we're going to give you some tips and how to make your life, or I'm not, he is, Dr. Freeman's going to give you some tips on how to bring that laughter back into your life and not take yourself so serious. Life can be very complicated. And it is up to us to say, okay, this doesn't define me, like he said earlier. This does not define me. And I choose to have a better day today, or a happy day today. So declare what you want. And this is where you go. So go to whenyouneedafriend.com. While you're there, please become a subscriber. As you know, when you become a subscriber, you already have my teacher's information, because it's in the blog. And so go to whenyouneedafriend.com, please subscribe. Also, check out my social media, my likes, and like and follow it, share it with everybody, share this class with all your friends so they can laugh too, so they can have a joyous holiday season, or whenever they watch this as well. Check out my sponsors. Please support my sponsors the way that they're supporting the classroom. And go to my Shop Now bag. This is where there are products that you can use that are just absolutely Lily approved. Plus the M-Cube Detox experience is there. There's the I Am the Solution Natural Health Summit is going to be in January 21st, 2023. And so I want you to kind of go there, explore the website so that you can continue to grow and so we can laugh together as well. And so last but not least, you can become an enrolled student in the classroom. You can donate $1 or $1,000 a month, or a one-time donation. It doesn't matter if it's your time, your talent, your treasure. We want you to be invested in the classroom, in the growth of the classroom. So whatever you can donate is very much appreciated. Today, we are speaking with Dr. Freeman. You can find him at Freedman.com and check out his website, check out his podcast, check out everything that he's doing, his videos, his TikTok account, his Facebook account, check him all out. So thank you so much today for coming and sharing your book, Funny Bones. And I'm grateful that you're giving away 4. So get your name in the winner's basket. Text me at 407-373-5959. You will get your name in the winner's basket. And on Monday, we will give you, I will check 4 people and I will let you know if you win one of the books. So thank you so much for sharing this and the energy that you always bring into the classroom and the good that you're doing as well, because laughter is the best medicine. But there are times, Dr. David, Dr. Friedman, that people don't want to laugh. They're too sad. You mentioned some different ways to get out of it. But what do you say to people that say that they refuse to laugh? That they are making a deliberate decision to just remain sad, miserable, depressed, anxious.
So you're describing most of America right now. And here's what's sad, because you said, what do you say to those people who have decided to, and then you said that, and it's so true, because they've made the decision. They have, and I'll explain, and here's the proof. You know how you get on Facebook 4 years ago today, 5 years ago today, you posted this. Well, there was one that said 4 years ago today, you posted this. And it was cute. It was a woman bent over the old lady in the subway tying her shoe. You couldn't see her face, but you could see the top of her head, and it had a beret and it had some sunglasses. And I typed, doesn't this look like a Muppet tying his shoe? And I sent that out. People laughed. I said, I'll send it out again. Lily, you have no idea. How dare you? That's elder abuse. How dare you make fun of that lady? What if that was your grandma? How dare you? What if you were that woman and you saw people laughing at her expense? How dare you? How dare you? First of all, you couldn't see her face. I bet if she saw it, she'd laugh. She goes, it does look like a Muppet. But here's the point. Here's the point. The point is this. I went back, and Lily, the same people that were accosting me, that were so offended, were the ones laughing 4 years ago. It's the same people. They made the decision to take life. Oh, what's the, who can be offended? Who could be offended? And I screenshotted it and I showed it. I said, shame on all of you for losing your sense of humor. This is good, fun humor. We're laughing with people, not at people. You can't see this woman's face. She wouldn't recognize. My point is we need to bring laughter back. Stop taking life so serious. I've interviewed Jay Leno on my show. I've interviewed Howie Mandel on my show. You know what they told me? They're afraid to do stand-up comedian. They're afraid they're going to lose their career because they may say something that offends someone. I said, you're a comedian. You're supposed to be able to offend people. That's what comedy is. That's why you don't see the roasts anymore, because that's all people don't want to do it. They'll get up and you'll get punched. The point is, Jay Leno shouldn't be afraid to do comedy. Howie Mandel says, I'm up till 2 a.m. because he's improv. He'll just say something. He's like, did I say something that I'm going to wake up tomorrow and not have a job? And it's so sad because we need to get it back, get the humor back. It's okay to laugh and smile. You don't have to overanalyze, just smile and laugh. And that's what my message is. Bring it back. Because as you said, you made the decision to be miserable. You made the decision not to laugh. Hey, is that the way you want to live? Or do you want to live happy? Laughter's medicine. Live longer. Heart disease, cancer, immune system. Don't you want those things? Laugh. That's the key.
You know, it is so true. It is. I really do believe that's been the latest programming. And I mean, it's biblical too. It says that in the end of times that children are going to be against their parents, and the mother against the mother-in-law, or the daughter and the son and against the father. And I'm seeing that today more so than ever before. And it's really sad because, you know, humor, the things that I used to laugh at before, like you're saying, 4 years ago, that same picture, and how insightful of you to go back 4 years ago and find the same people that laughed at that picture, and that you were able to capture it and send it back to them and say, what happened? What happened?
Yeah.
And some people say, oh, I'm more evolved, I'm more woke, or whatever it is that they want to say. But the reality is that they have been, they bought into the Kool-Aid. They drank the purple Kool-Aid that makes them feel superior to belong to the herd.
So true. And sad thing is 21 pages of Funny Bones was crossed out by the editor, said, you can't say that anymore. You get in trouble. 4 years ago, it was funny. You can't say that anymore. I'm like, but it's cute, little cute. What's wrong? Oh, that'll the elder abuse, that child abuse, this, that. I'm like, what is cute little story? But it's sad, but I'm going to send you the excerpts because I know you're cool. You'll be able to handle it. So I'm compiling the 21 pages. I'm going to give it to select.
You know, you had something in here. And so, you know, these are, I mean, you had so many people. I saw your clip on, you know, I'll be back. His name just left me. The Terminator, and you know, all the different people that congratulated you on this book, all the celebrities that went on. I mean, you are loved. You really are. You have impacted your life, whether you were adjusting somebody or just listening to somebody, but you captured all these little stories. And you're honoring these people. They know who they are. They know who they are, right?
Oh, they are. And all my treatments in 30 years I've given for free to all my patients. I only charge for the jokes.
And there's a lot of jokes.
But the treatment's free. Come on in. I sold a car once. It said it was $5,500 for 1971 satellites. For four tires. And if you call today, I'll include the satellite Sebring. So I was selling the tires now. I'll give you the car if you buy the tires.
Yeah. So are you giving all your patients the royalties? I don't want to start a problem in your
actually all proceeds go to the Laughter Saves Lives Foundation. So all proceeds from Funny Bones helps people that have a hard time smiling while you're enjoying some giggles and snorts and laughter.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. So let's talk about how to bring laughter back into our life. What are some of the things that, you know, baby steps or other ways that people can bring laughter into their life?
Yeah. Again, I think we covered a lot of them, but I think a lot of it's the morning routine. I think people tend to start their morning wrong. I don't even like the word alarm clock. The word alarm. Who wants to be alarmed? I like the chime. It's something soft. Who wants the word alarm? I don't even like the word because it's negative. Alarm, fire alarm, warning alarm, burglar alarm. I'm alarmed. Is that a good thing? No. So I don't even use the word alarm. I think we look at negativity. Take the third red light, make a left. Why do we call them red lights? They're green 85% of the time. We always look at the negative. I think if we could catch our inner voice and go, ooh, why am I so negative? I think that's going to alter it. And we're always negative. I catch myself too. We all have that little inner voice that kind of cuts ourselves down too, that we have that self, you stupid idiot. Sometimes I'll drop something and I'll say, you stupid. I'm like, why did I just call myself that? Because it's engraved in that. So I think we all are work in progress, but we really need to work on that inner voice. And just find laughter and start to smile more. And like I said, if you do, you have a good day, you can just kind of fake it till you make it. Stop taking life so seriously.
Yeah.
I interviewed John Tesh. He was told he had like 18 months to live. He was going to die of cancer, and he used humor and laughter to make us wake up. Scott Hamilton was just on my show, and he was told he was going to die, and he's on there. He said, laughter did it. He said, I found humor. I would laugh with the nurses and the doctors. And he said, I believe laughter was one of the key factors. He said, sure, the doctors were great, but he said, my attitude, the way I smiled and laughed in the face of death is why I'm alive. He said this, and that's so profound that if we could just force ourselves, turn off the news, put on the comedy channel, just do something, put on the comedy, get 13 options in Sirius, get rid of the stupid CNN and Fox News for a while, listen to the Comedy Network, smile, and you know what? You're going to notice, shut your car off, go to work, you're going to go, I had a good day today. Wonder why? Maybe because you started the day off smiling and laughing, and it stayed with you.
But we're such an addicted society. It's one of the reasons why you wrote the book Food Sanity. I mean, we're just it's insane. But when you think about being the addiction of being right, the addiction of having perfection or having things to be a certain way, the addiction of being honoring the belief that doesn't support you anymore. When you think about that, it's really difficult for some people to say, I'm just going to have fun. I'm just going to let go. I am just going to, it's really difficult. And so to someone that is hearing us today, that it is foreign for them to just let go and enjoy and just trust the process of life and just see the humor and see the goodness of it, they're going to say to you, you're just not real. This is not real. Life is serious, and there's a lot of people dying out there, and there's a lot of things that are happening in the world. And to those people, you say,
yeah, the thing that I want to share is, like with my podcast, the ones that do the most, I don't ever edit, never. There's never ever
we
editing.
don't edit either, yeah.
And it's the goof off, it's the slip ups, the falls, the glass that breaks, the phone that falls, that people love, and it's what makes it real. Now, some people edit. That's not life. I've talked to somebody, a celebrity, and he dropped this out, and I hear him. The phone is on while he's driving. He goes, "Give me that dang phone back!" And he's reaching for the phone. It was so funny. It was real. It was like, that's funny. That's cute. And most people would cut it. So I think that you say, we're perfectionists, and you see the internet, everybody's so polished. And, I think people, they like to be genuine because nobody's polished in real life. Nobody is. They may look like it when they're on their TikTok or YouTube, but we're not. In life, we're not polished. We wake up, bad breath, just like everyone else. Messed up hair.
That reminds me, my husband and I had been married for probably 10, 15 years. I'm probably going to get like the right number when we're done, but 10 or 15 years when I decided to get, for Christmas, I got him LASIK surgery because he couldn't see very well without his glasses. And so for many years, I woke up and I didn't have to worry about anything. And then all of a sudden he got LASIK surgery and he could see me perfectly. I'm like, why did I do that? I had a great record of looking wonderful when we woke up in the morning. Why did I do that? But it's so funny. If you look at the humor, everything in life has humor. But yes, there's a time where we could be sad. There's a time where things are, but do we want to stay there? And I always have this analogy of going to the tomb. When you think of Jesus, when he died, Mary was going to the tomb to bury him, to prepare him for burial. But what she found was the resurrection. Sometimes you have to go there to see the resurrection and see that there is life after whatever it is that we're going through. And we have to, rely on these moments that make us laugh and these moments of teachable moments to just get us to that next place where you can make the choice to say, I am willing to get out of my misery. I am willing to get out of sadness. And you know what? This book is a good way to start too. I think you've done good. I think you've done good.
Hey, what always works for me is we've been subjected in Wilmington, North Carolina to a lot of devastating hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
My roof flew off at my office in one of them. I mean, there's people that have lost life. But
Sure.
What's interesting is I think back to the horror when it's happening, the fear, the noise, the shaking, the thunder, the fear of the unknown, but there's always sunshine after. Always, after every hurricane, it's the most beautiful weather you've ever seen. I mean, I couldn't find a cloud in the sky. It's like, wow, okay, there is life. There is life after. I mean, it's like beautiful. It's like, this is like, and everything's alive again, where it's so dark and dreary and thundery. So my point is, I think of that when I'm having a tough time. I go, this too shall pass. This storm is going to be sunshine later, but I'm going to deal with it, knowing, and have faith that it's going to be sunny after. Sometimes we can't think of that because we're so into the storm. But I always say, no matter what turmoil you're dealing with, tomorrow's a new day. We have a new canvas. God gave us a new canvas to paint, and the sky is the canvas that next day after the hurricane is beautiful. And it's like, wow, such evil torment that's rocked the world is beautiful and lovely. So I think that's what life is about. Sure, we have our tough times, but we got to realize that there's always sunshine above the dark clouds. It never leaves us. It's always there. You can't see it. It's there. You got to have faith. And knowing that during the tough times, you're a little more happier, a little bit more, hey, this will pass. It's no big deal.
Absolutely. And the other side of that is that when you choose to stay in the fear and you choose to stay in reliving the storm and telling everybody about the storm, and let me tell you about the storm, the brain doesn't know that the storm passed. Sure. Because the body believes that whatever the brain is saying, the body's going to respond to. So we're going to re-injure ourselves every time we recall that story of gloom and doom. So I love the message that you're bringing today and the message that you've brought in the past, but this one specifically, because this gives us an opportunity to choose. How do I want to be so serious about this? So we've got about 5 minutes left. And let's say somebody just walked in right now. And by the way, if you guys have any questions for Dr. Friedman, you can just type in a queue and write your question down, and we can read it on the air if you have any questions for him. But what advice do you give to somebody or that's just walking in now, or maybe what would you tell somebody that's walking in right now to watch this class and they don't know what this is about?
Yeah, it's basically, it's so funny. I've been seeing patients now 32 years, 33 years. And when I meet a person, I know right away if I'm going to be able to get them better fast or if it's going to be a battle because of their attitude. And I've seen 40, 50,000 people and I've studied people, and knowing that this person is not going to allow me to get them better because they have such a negative attitude. They love to be sick. They love to talk about their pain. I wake up this and it's like, okay, I've got the history. Let's get you better. But they're so into their pain that they can't get out of that window. And if I don't break that loose, they're not getting better. I don't care what skills I use. I promise you, the mind is so powerful. If I don't get them here, and that's what part of the laughter is about, that's part of breaking the wall, make them smile, make them happy, then let's actually heal them here. Then the body follows. Because I'll tell you, I've seen people with herniated disc. I had herniated disc. Chiropractor cured me. That's why I became one. My dad's an MD. His dad's an MD. His dad's an MD. I broke the chain because of what a man with his hands did for me. So I know it's my specialty. I can fix somebody that comes with her. I know it. but not if they're here saying they want to stay sick. I don't believe this. This is crap. We're get surgery. My uncle had surgery and he was in bed for. Stop talking about your uncle that didn't have a successful back surgery. Stop concentrating on that. So when I can break that barrier, the body heals, and it's a lot of it's here. So to answer your question is you got to break through the shackles of negativity and allow healing. And when they do, patients get better. And I know right away, if they've got that attitude, they get better easily. If they don't, I've got to battle. I've got to break down the walls. And if I don't, they're not getting better. They're not getting better.
And then they blame the world for them not getting better. The reality is it's the power is in you all along, Dorothy. Just 100%. Click your heels. The power is in you all along. The book is called Funny Bones. I just absolutely love what you're doing, Dr. David Friedman. And so I want you to go to drdavidfriedman.com or go to the book. What was it called? Funnybones.com.
Funnybonesbook.com.
Funnybonesbook.com. Get a copy of it, or you can text me at 407-373-5959. I don't care when you listen to it. On Monday, the following Monday, I'll be choosing 4 names. So will you be the funny? Will you be laughing when I send you the text that you won? 4 of you will win. Thank you so much, Dr. Friedman, for coming on to the classroom today. You're an amazing man.
There's that song again. It's going to be in my head 3 months.
And so please remember, we'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. This is Lillian McDermott and my brother from another mother, Dr. David Friedman, wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance. Make it the best day ever. Good job. Hold on.
The opinions and advice expressed on the Lillian McDermott radio show are intended for the individual callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert before taking any steps to improve your life.
Before you go, I know you say fake it until you partake in it. Okay. But there are people who laugh, but deep down inside are very, very, very sad. Do you feel in your experience that eventually that sadness will chip away? Or what advice do you have for somebody that it's just an act and it continues to be an act? Any advice for that?
If they're that way and they're showing sadness and grimacing, there's no hope. If they're sad and they say, I'm going to smile anyway, it still activates the neuropeptides. It's still creating that stress relief. It's still doing it. It doesn't matter if they're not that way inside. And that's the key is you fake it and eventually you'll say, and you know what? Maybe they're just 10% happier. Hey, that's a plus. Maybe they're not ecstatic and whoa, I'm in such a good mood. But that small little part forgets the stress. And it's like same thing with music. You play really good music, you start singing, you go, wow, I'm in a better mood. It's your body.
Dancing. That's why we
dancing.
did. Yeah.
Dancing, music, laughter. It does the same thing. It really helps you. And I've been noticed where I'll be listening to talk radio a lot and the news. And it's like, I'm having a bad day. It's like, why? And I go, you know what? I'm going to put some music on. I'm going to put a comedy channel on. What a difference. What a difference. And it's like, so to answer your question, yeah, maybe they're smiling, but they're sad inside, but they're doing their best part. And there's other things besides laughter, they can do things that, the grounding, they can walk on the ground, get in touch with nature, hot bath with Epsom salts is a stress reliever. There's so many different things. When your body is submerged in a hot bathtub, you can't be, it immediately makes you do, and the stress goes away. Calgon, take me away. Hey, there's a reason for that saying. It does.
Well, it's funny because I interviewed this guy that wrote a book called Smile. He's a dentist. And he was talking about, he's spreading the word about smiling and all that. And that was his. So he challenged me because I walk on the beach whenever I walk on the beach. And he had said, just go walking and just smile. Just put a smile on your face and go walking with a smile on your face. And one of the things at first I was self-conscious because other people are coming towards me. I walk first thing in the morning. When I do go to the beach, I go walking first thing in the morning, and there's always people walking towards me, and I'll have this smile. All of a sudden, it's like you see people coming. It's like, are they going to think that you're crazy because you've got this smile on your face? But then all of a sudden, I thought, you know what? It's none of my business what people think of me. And all of a sudden, I would smile, and I noticed that they would start smiling back at me. But during that time, every time I put a smile on my face, I couldn't have a negative thought. It was all about positivity. It's almost like you cannot have a conflicting thought when you do have a smile on your face. So just putting the smile on your face may help just alleviate some of those negative thoughts.
Oh, yeah. And smiling and laughing, actually, ulcer cells in the stomach won't grow. So it stifles ulcers.
That's right.
But
that's right.
what the point you bring up is so interesting is you're right. Smiling connects you with people. If you have a frown or a scowl on your face, guess what? People don't want to be around you. People aren't going to happy banter. They're not going to want to engage with you. They're going to want to avoid you. So what you've just done is you've kind of pushed away your friends, pushed away possible new relationships, pushed away a relationship because you're walking around with a scowl. Who wants to be around that? But if you smile even if you're in a sad mood, but you smile, you bring that positivity from other people. And that creates the reaction that does make you happy, because now you're smiling and you see people smiling back. And as you say, laughter is contagious. You start giggling and laughing. It's all your own. And I think that's so important. Like I said, everybody's sense of humor is different, but everybody loves to laugh. Some have a different dry sense. Some people like the Monty Python. It's not my thing, but some people laugh at that. Some people like slapstick and Three Stooges. That makes them laugh hysterically. Some people like, oh, that's so cheesy. So everybody's different. And it's the same with my book. I got some cute little puns and wisecracks, and, maybe some people may not gravitate to, but there's some, I think the majority will kind of smile and grin on that from what I hear of the consensus of the reviews.
Well, I tell you what, you're going to love Funny Bones. Get your copy or text me 407-373-5959. And on Monday, I think Monday is the 15th of 12th. I think it's the 12th. Let's see, Monday, the 12th of December. I will pick 4 names from the winner's basket. Thank you so much for your generosity, Dr. Friedman.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
And donating 4 books. I sorry that I asked them.
Oh, no, it's fine.
We just got lost in chatter that I forgot to ask you.
I sign the autographs in crayon too.
Oh, nice. Yes. Is this crayon? Is that crayon?
No, I'm signing crayon.
I love it. I love it. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you share this video with all your friends. Bring some joy in someone's life. You know what? Great stocking stuffer for Christmas. And please remember, we'll be here tomorrow. Join us tomorrow, and we'll continue to learn and grow together. Thank you so much, Dr. Friedman.
Yeah, it's been great. Good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
My sister from another mister.
That's right.